Yo, what is going on? Nancy, how are you? It's good to see you.
Good. I'm good. It's good to be here.
Man, this is awesome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Kevin and Marcy. How are you guys?
Let's go.
Awesome. Doing great. Excited to be here.
Dude, you look like $1 million, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Always look like $1 million. That's a powerhouse couple right there.
Oh,
It
Then from
really
the
is.
powerhouse herself.
thank you.
You
Man,
guys
I
are
love this.
awesome.
Guys, we are going to have so much stinking fun today. Give me a couple seconds. I'm going to get set up here for a second. Amber Marie, how are you, friend?
Happy New Year. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm having a great hair day. Went to the gym. Do you guys want to hear something real quick? While we're waiting for everyone to get in here. No joke. I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm very serious right now. Since second grade, I remember this like it was yesterday. Since second grade, some of you guys might know this. Since second grade, Amber, my New Year's resolution, one of them, has been to stop cussing. Since second grade, every single year.
I
And
support that.
the longest I've ever made it was in 2012. I went 3 whole days. I was so cognizant of every single word that was coming out of my mouth. I went 3 whole days. And then I was playing zombies on Black Ops, and some mofo did something to piss me off, and boom, an F-bomb slipped out. And I was like, well, I got 362 more days to kind of get it all out, and then we'll restart.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. I don't even know how to react to that. I mean, a few slip out of my mouth once in a while, but but I'm not you. So I don't know how to give advice there, Jesse. So I love this story. I'm going to tell you a story about my seventh grade. We're matching stories here. Um, I manifested in seventh grade that I would be quoted, and I have been. And so I never knew it would come this way. And so I think that communication is so important. And I use my words like that. But if you want me to help you get back on that wagon, Jesse, I could totally be an accountability partner for
Mm.
knocking out those curse words. We can. I see in the chat it's a sign of intelligence. It is. Jesse's brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, I've heard so
It's
many
just a
conflicting
colorful
things.
language that my grandmother can't hear. You know what I mean?
I've heard so many different things about it. I take Gary V's standpoint when it comes to cussing. Have you ever heard him talk about that?
Hmm.
There's a piece of content out there of Gary V talking to somebody about she was asking Gary V, like, why do you cuss so much? And he's like, because I just do. Like, I love it. That's how I talk. That's just me authentically being me. And Gary, she was like, do you cuss around your kids? And he's like, yeah, a ton. He's like, I just don't see it the same problem. He's like, and he I don't. It seemed like they were in an elementary school or something like that. Like, just from what I recall, like that was just what I gathered from that conversation. Because he brought up, he's like, I don't remember the teacher's name. Mrs. Green thinks that an F or a D in history is going to be the failure of somebody else the same way. Like, man, I can't even articulate it the way that he said it. But he compared grades, like somebody getting a bad grade, to being a a sign of how successful they're going to be, versus if somebody else might hear somebody who cusses a lot and see that as a sign. And he's like, we just don't see the world the same way. I butchered that explanation, but if you guys ever come across it, yeah, that's kind of my stance on cussing. Anyway, speaking of cussing, what's up, Kev?
What's happening? Everybody knows I like to drop an F-bomb here and there for emphasis.
Thank you guys for
However,
being here.
only for emphasis.
Only for emphasis. I was always taught, as an instructor in the military, I was always taught that if you cuss, it kind of diminishes your credibility. What do you guys think? Put a one in the head. Do you guys feel like it diminishes your credibility?
No.
Coming from the military, people. Yes, I love it. Thank you. Of course, Jimmy's like, no. See all of our military people.
Yes.
Sonja says yes.
Oh,
okay. All right. All right, cool. Dude, Mariah's
What up?
here. What's up, Mariah?
Jesse,
All right, guys. We're going to
Jesse,
get.
Jesse.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
second. When I was in high school, people
Mhm.
would cuss you out. They'd call you a heifer. They didn't even know what a heifer was. That's not a cuss word, but still, if you're gonna use the word, know what it means. They
Mhm.
don't know what hell means. They don't know where shit come from. They don't know none of that. So my thing is, if you don't know what it means, you don't have permission to use it. F U C
I like that.
K. Do you know what F-U-C-K come from?
I had a geography teacher named Mr. Stanton in 7th grade. He's told me it used to be an acronym that they
It
would
is an
put
acronym,
for
and it's from
unlawful carnal knowledge.
exactly from the UK,
Mm.
and that's what you got arrested for if you was a prostitute.
Well, now you guys know. So if you haven't been using any F bombs because you didn't know, maybe that could be your New Year's resolution. Now you guys can start cussing more. Appreciate you guys. We got a lot to get into today. I appreciate you guys jumping in today. We're going to have a lot of fun. What you guys can expect today, Amber, myself, and Kevin, we're going to give you guys some context. We're going to go into some networking things. I'm going to give you guys a framework. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to even go a step deeper than that. Not just a framework, but I'm going to give you guys an actual script that I want you guys to use today. And I'm going to put you guys into breakout rooms, and you're going to be in a breakout room for 2 minutes. And I'm going to tell you exactly everything that you need to say. I'm going to give more context into this, but the goal today is to get you guys 6 months of networking in the next maybe 60 to 90 minutes. Get you guys the resources that you need to really kick this year off. New year, new me, right? Put a one in the chat. Does this sound like a good plan to you guys? Will this work? Is this a good way to kick off the new year? What?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I am so excited. Jody, love you, bro. Thank you for being in here. We have a surprise announcement that we're going to make at the end of the Zoom today. So make sure you guys stick around. I promise you it's going to be worth it. Amber, is there anything that you would like to add to kind of set this thing up today?
Yeah, I do. Because I'm a talker. That's what my mom labeled me, and so that's who I became.
I totally see it. Social butterfly. It's written on your forehead.
Yeah. I Happy New Year, guys. That's the first thing I want to say. I'm so glad you're here because this is going to set you up for success. There's so much like everybody has the day off. A lot of people have the day off. Probably not everybody, but a lot of people have the day off. Not if you're doctors, police officers, all of those. Thank you for all of you who have to work today. But if you are off work and on the Zoom, first of all, this is a way to start the year as an entrepreneur. So thank you for that. Second thing I want to say is I am a Christian. I am a faithful person, and I talk about that a lot. So what I'm about to say, some people might think it's woo-woo. Some people be like, I don't subscribe to that. That's not what I believe. But it doesn't matter. I want you to just think about it and trust me here. I am starting my year this year out of abundance. Like I am starting with abundance. And one of my biggest, hugest things that I know makes a successful business is KPIs, like tracking things, tracking all of your leads, tracking your deals, tracking the people you talk to, tracking negotiations, tracking people in your CRM. Like the more you can track, your success becomes inevitable. This year, I am going to be tracking, and I invite you to do this, abundance. I am going to be tracking abundance because I want to only be surrounded by high frequency people. I want this Zoom to be high frequency. I want our community to be high frequency. I want my chats to be high frequency. I'm not tolerating any of that other mess. Like no negativity, nothing that's going to stop me or prevent me from moving forward everything I want to move forward. There was too much of that in 2025, and that's not even how I stand. Like I let too much negativity enter into my space, and I did that audit, and I realized that, and that's out starting yesterday. So Starting today, moving forward, I'm going to be tracking abundance, meaning if I pick up a penny, I'm writing that down. If I get a tip, I'm writing it down. If I get a sell, I'm writing it down. Outside of money, if somebody gives me kindness or grace, I'm writing it down. The reason why is because when you can program your brain to see all of the positive things, to experience all of the positive things, and realizing that those positive things are happening to you every single day, even if it's hard, even if you are struggling, even if you're successful, even whatever it is, wherever you are on this journey, if you can find the abundance in your life and track it and know it and appreciate it and talk about it and share it, more will come to you. Because that's the kind of thing that pumps people up. That's the kind of thing that gets people going. That's the kind of thing that makes you a magnet. And we're going to talk about networking. And I take networking so seriously. It's probably the best thing that I'm good at. In fact, that's the biggest goal I crushed in 2025 was my networking goal. I got around billionaires in 2025. I had gotten around them in 2024, but in 2025, literally, I went to dinner at their house. Like I was in rooms in Miami, like where you had to check your phone and you couldn't get in the door, like where you had to sign NDAs to hear deals. That is something that I manifested and then I did crush in 2025. So when we're talking about networking, we're setting this up with networking. You have to be so dynamic and so magnetic in order to be able to do that. And so for me, I'm just going to increase that, like get bigger in that area of networking. And you have to provide value to people. And that's what Jesse's going to lay out. And Kevin, that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into that, I want you to set an intention. Set an intention to see the goodness in your life. Because if you can see the goodness in your life, only more goodness will come. If you can see the goodness in your life, you can overcome any of the hardships that you go through. Any of it. If you see the love in your life and you share the love in your life, love is the biggest thing in this world that can spread so rapidly and so easily, more than anything else, more than money, more than anything else. Love can spread the fastest. And so if you can have it and share it, guys, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you tenfold, a millionfold. Start the new year with love and light and abundance and tracking that so that you can be the positivity that everybody needs, be the light that everybody needs. And a byproduct of that is your business is going to skyrocket like you've never seen before. I promise you that. It is a guarantee. That is something I can guarantee. The more love you give, the more abundance you can track, and the more grateful you are for all the things that you do have. If you are on the Zoom, you have an abundant life because you wouldn't even have the technology to be on the Zoom if you did not. So if you can't think of anything else that you're thankful for, be thankful that you're here with us. If you need a reason to be thankful, if you can't do it, tap in with me because I can be thankful for you. I'm going to turn it over to Jesse and Kevin, but I'm saying this. I'm giving you love right now. You are my family and I love you all. This is going to be a life-changing year for you and I need you to receive that right now. For real. All right, let's go. Let's go, Jesse.
That was amazing. Thank you, Amber. Wow. Wow. Guys, please give Amber some love. We received that. Thank you so much. Incredible. I just want to piggyback on that for a second here. How many of us want to start a new year, but doing the same thing? I was talking with Rachel, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and she said something. I might misquote it, so I might have her come off. Actually, Rachel, I don't even want to misquote it. I think you guys posted it in the chat, and I scroll up here, but why don't you just say it for everybody, what you told me yesterday?
Yeah, 2026 is about not repeating levels we've already beaten. So no different than the book. You can't get where you're going. What is it? Like you can't get there if you've already been there. I'm misquoting the book, but you can't do the same things and expect different results. So this year is all about elevating rooms we're in, elevating deals we're in, elevating questions that we're asking people in the room.
I love that. Thank you, Rachel. She said, don't make this year, what? I'm going to even butcher it again. How'd you say it? Don't repeat a level that you've already beaten.
Yep. I'll put it in the chat, but this year is about not repeating levels you've already beaten.
I love that. So in order to have something that you've never had, you've got to do something that you've never done. You have to take on an entirely different identity. Now, hopefully you guys kind of start getting some context as to where this is going when we're talking about networking. This wasn't just a place where you guys come and you shake hands. You're like, hey, how's the weather? Is it shitty in Alaska and dark? Or like, what's going on? And then you leave. Okay. Has anybody ever been to a networking event where you like exchange blink cards and you have like 200 blink cards and then it's like, all right, 12 months later, like nothing ever happened. Has anybody ever done that? I have. So that's what we don't want to do. Because if you continue doing the same thing that you've already done, you're going to continue repeating levels that you've already beaten. So today is January 1st. New year, new me. So let's start it off right. One thing I want to invite everybody to do right off the get-go. This is something that Amber, Kevin, and I have done in our events. And I want to invite everybody, either pull out your phone or your Apple Watch right now. I don't want this to just be something where you come on and you're like, man, I feel motivated. New year, new me. And then you get off the Zoom and you're back sitting in the same four walls that you were sitting in before and going back into the same habits. Let's fix that right here, right now. Pull out your phone or pull out your Apple Watch. And I want you guys to pull up your timer app. And I want you to set a timer to go off in 2-hour increments for the next 12 hours. And I want you to repeat that every single day. Let me give you some context here, and then I'm going to finish where we're going with this. Some of you guys might know, some of you guys might not. I did 15 years in the Air Force. And one thing that I learned in the Air Force was anytime, especially once you started out in that very first leadership role, once you hit that rank where you hit that first leadership role, I mean, I think the Air Force, sorry, Rachel and Mike, I think the Air Force has the best trained leaders. And when you start out in the leadership role, one of the very first things they start telling you is they don't want you to act in your role. So if you're in the Air Force and you hit an E5, which is a staff sergeant, you have staff sergeant, and then you have technical sergeant is the next rank after that, and then you have master sergeant, which is the next rank after that. So as soon as you hit staff sergeant, they want you to not think in terms of where you are right now. They want you to start thinking, they want you to get into the mindset of a leader who is not one rank above you, but 2 ranks ahead of you. So they don't want you thinking like a master sergeant. Now, I want you to put yourself in that kind of a position for a second. Some of you guys might feel anxiety around that. Somebody you might say, well, I just got into this new role. I'm not ready to start thinking like a master sergeant. I just put on staff sergeant. Why would this make sense? I'm a brand new leader. I don't even know how to lead myself. I barely know how to tie my shoes, let alone put me in charge of somebody else and do it from the perspective of somebody that's 2 ranks ahead of me. Like, what? But here's the thing I love about the Air Force and the military in general, as a matter of fact. When they teach you how to do something, they don't teach you how to do something to where you get it right, but they teach you how to do something to where you can't get it wrong. And as we're approaching January, or as we're in January, as we're into this year now, I want to challenge some of your guys' thinking. I want you guys to take on new identities. Now, if you haven't hit 7 figures yet, if you're still in that 6-figure realm, then what I would invite you guys to do today, right now, if you want the same results, keep doing what you're doing. Keep thinking the way that you're thinking. Keep networking, connecting the way that you're connecting and networking. If you want to see a very drastic and different result this year, I want to invite all of you to when that 2-hour timer goes off, I want you to not think one rank ahead of you, i.e. a 7-figure entrepreneur, but I want you to think 2 ranks ahead of you. I want you to automatically put yourself in the position, in the mindset, as best as you can. Some of you guys might hear that and be like, Jesse, I'm trying to figure out how to make $5,000 a month, and you got me over here trying to figure out. Guys, listen to me. I promise you. I don't want to waste this Zoom going into the psychology and the mindset of all of this. That's not the intent. I just want to get everybody to kind of dip their toes in here for a second. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. If we can at least get you into the right mindset and the right identity, or at least down that path of not only networking differently and connecting differently, that line of thinking is going to overflow into every other part of your life and every other part of your business and every other part of your relationships. So if you don't have a business partner right now, you may be looking for one. How would you approach a business partner? A lot of times, a lot of us look at people that we want to network with, people that are well ahead of us, and we're like, man, it'd be cool to do business with them. It'd be cool to do business with them. But how many of us ever take the time to ask ourselves, are we actually somebody that they would want to do business with? I want you to think about that for a second. Guys, if you don't have a notepad and a pen ready, make sure that you do. So every time your timer goes off, every 2 hours, I want you guys to think, and what I'm doing right now, the action that I'm taking, is this what I would do, or what I think I would do as best to my ability? Is this what I think I would do if I was an 8-figure entrepreneur? What does my 8-figure self do and think? Now, again, normally I'd probably tell another story and kind of give a little bit more context to share with you guys how I grew from doing this, and how I used to have probably a lot of similar habits and thinking and things that maybe a lot of you guys might be experiencing now. But just for the sake and keeping this intentional with networking, I probably won't go into that. But I just want to, again, invite you guys, let's start this habit right now. We agree to that? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys will commit to doing this today, right now, kicking off the rest of the year. Every time your timer goes off, I want you guys to think, am I working on and doing something right now that I would if I was worth 8 figures? When I jump into a Zoom, do I jump into a Zoom with my camera off? If you were worth $20 million right now, anytime that you jumped into a Zoom, would you jump in with your camera off? How would you want to be seen? How would you want to be positioned? How would you show up? How intentional would you be? All of these things matter. They all make a difference. Kevin, is there anything else you'd like to add on to this? I know you're huge. I'm who I am because of you. I've learned so much from you. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you for your friendship, your mentorship. You are a coach to me, brother. I appreciate you and love you so much.
Thank you. And I know I look a little distracted in the background. I'm just making sure I got some tech setups here for today so we can rip and rock. As much as I would love to take the mic, I want to turn it back over to the participants because you came here to get something today. So I'm not going to say anything other than I'm excited. Let's get this party going.
All right. All right. Let's do it, guys. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Go over a couple things with you guys. Keep today intentional. By the way, guys, I promise you, if you'll commit to this, I'm not even asking you guys to quit cussing here. I'm not asking you to hike Mount Everest, although Rachel's done that. She's done a phenomenal job. I can't even imagine just the preparation, she shared a little bit about that with me. It's been awesome to hear her story. She's got a book actually. If you guys want to look into it, you guys want to get some really cool mindset stuff in. Rachel is great at that. I would just like to invite you guys to think about where you want to be by the end of 2026. And it's going to start with your habits. The money you guys want to make, listen to me. Listen to me here. I've coached enough people to understand a lot of people's thinking, is I just need to either get a property or I need to do this thing. And what they're looking for is not necessarily an easy button where whether they intentionally or cognitively understand what they're doing, but they're looking for that box to check. Like, what's that box that I can just check so that I can either leave my W-2 or I can do this other thing? Maybe the first thing I want you guys to write down is the money you want to make is directly correlated to the caliber and skills that you bring to the marketplace. The money that you want to make is directly tied to the caliber and skills that you bring to the marketplace. Uh-oh, what's going on with my iPad? I might have to restart my iPad. Kevin, how do you restart an iPad? I don't know that I've ever turned this thing off, bro.
Is it frozen?
No, the app every time I click on the app, it jumps in and then it jumps out. Oh, there we go. I figured it out.
Okay.
Okay, we'll restart give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me restart my iPad. But I want you guys to think about that for a second. When we look at the results that we want, we look at it in terms of, I just need to check this box. And when we do it, when we look at it from that perspective, it removes us from taking any kind of responsibility for getting better, for building a skill set, for understanding how to communicate, for understanding how to lead and provide value, for understanding the value of a relationship. How many times do we ever approach a relationship and we think, well, what's in it for me? I can tell you guys right here, right now, Amber and Kevin, and I know a lot of you guys in here have experienced this as well and probably would agree with me. The more that you can approach a situation or a relationship from the perspective of, I'm going to help and I'm going to give more value to more people than anybody else, the byproduct of that, you guys, is the money you want. The byproduct is the legacy that you want to create. The byproduct of that is the impact that you want to leave on this world. It's not coming from checking a box. It's not coming from, I need to underwrite properties. It's much, much bigger than that. Here we go. Goodness. Sorry, guys. We're having some technical difficulties this morning. I don't know what's going on.
I know. I'm going to say this while Jesse's getting it together because I want to show you in real time what having an abundant lifestyle looks like. And I know y'all are going to think this is crazy, but Jesse's my witness. I told him this morning. Yesterday I was really sick and I started feeling nauseated and I was like, ugh. So I was going to stay home anyway. There's a lot of fireworks in my neighborhood and I have small dogs that are older and they can't take it. So I was going to stay home. And I got sicker and sicker and sicker. I know the flu's going around. Like I had a fever all night last night. Like I barely slept. And I woke up and I was just like, huh, that's a weird night. Like it was horrible. It was horrible. I thought I'm having the major flu. And I got up, got a shower, and decided to get my day going. And even though I was sick, and in the shower, I said, you know what? What was happening to me last night was a result of the toxicity that I experienced in 2025 that I'm no longer tolerating in 2026. And so I really believe, and I'm choosing to believe that I was sick last night to just release all of that negativity. Like it was a fight. And I also just, this is an Amber thing. I believe when you're experiencing positive and negative things, I personally believe that there's some spirituality behind that. Like we're in a spiritual fight for our souls as we go along this life. And so when I said that in the shower this morning, and I was like, I'm washing all of this negativity away. I'm no longer sick today. I'm good and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for last night because I had something toxic in my body and it's gone. And it's gone. And here I am. I'm not even feeling bad anymore. I'm feeling weak because I didn't sleep all night. Y'all may not have ever even noticed that I was sick all night, like all night for 16 hours. I was sick as a dog. And I know things come and go, and you're probably like, I don't know if I believe that, but I'm telling you, if you can get a hold of your mind and what your intentions and where you are, like it'll change the trajectory of every single day. And if you can do that one day at a time, it'll change your life. And so, Jesse, is your iPad ready?
It is. We're good to go. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Some of you guys have heard me shared some of this stuff before. There's a reason they say success leaves clues. This is a mantra of mine that each time I get to a new level, I go back and I repeat it and I look at it from a different lens. You guys ever read a book before and just thought to yourself, wow, now that I'm reading it again, I don't remember reading this the first time. This is very interesting. For those of you guys that can't interpret my hieroglyphics, that's okay. I don't blame you. It says, it doesn't take money to make money. It takes resources. I want everybody to write that down, please. It doesn't take money to make money. It takes resources. Your job, ladies and gentlemen, your job is to learn how to become a person of resource. You have to learn how to become a person of resource. Now, put it in the chat. What do you guys think? Do you become more resourceful? Do you become a person of resource by waking up every day and focusing on yourself and your business, or by serving other people and prioritizing everybody else? I know Rachel does an amazing job at this. Every time I ever see Rachel, Kevin and Marcy do the exact same thing. Jordana, Mike Davis, dude, I see a lot of you guys. Every time I see you guys on social media, it's always serving other people. So you have to learn how to become a person of resource. So how do you become a person of resource? Well, first, you have to have a little bit of clarity. And you have to have clarity around, what is my gift? Think about this for a second. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a gift. There is something that you do better than anybody else. Your gift, here's how I want you to think about your gift. Your gift is what you do at your best with the least amount of effort. Write that down. Your gift is what you do at your best with the least amount of effort. There are some things that you guys naturally do. You guys have God-given talents and gifts and abilities that are far above and beyond anybody else. And some of you may not even recognize that you have gifts because it's something you do just so well. You don't even think about it. And your gift is just that thing. Your gift is not, when you have a gift, we just got done with Christmas. When you have a gift, is it for you or is it for somebody else? Ooh, Jordana said the world. Oh my goodness. Wow, I love that. Mike Davis says someone else. 100%. Your gift is not for you. Your gift is for the world. Your gift is for somebody else. So if you want to become a person of resource and you want to take the path of least resistance, because who wants to work harder than they need to? That wouldn't make sense, would it? For some reason in American culture, we've glamorized just working 20 hours a day and 7 days a week. We take no days off. And it's like, why would we do that if we don't have to do that? If there's an easier way, I have found that it is just as easy to go make 5 figures a month as it is to go make 6 figures a month, but there's different levers. And to start off figuring out which levers to pull, you have to first understand, what is my gift? How do I serve other people? Jordan, where's the workshop to learn what our gift is? You know what? We actually have, are you guys in the, Go make a Facebook post, Jordan. If you go make it, for those of you guys that don't know what your gift is and you want something, Amber actually put together a master prompt for ChatGPT that will actually interview you and help you figure out what your gift is, what your natural talents are. It'll interview you. And she did a wonderful job putting that together. If you guys want, go make a Facebook post and tag her in it and ask her to send it to you, and she will DM it to you. Awesome. Awesome. Go ahead and go do that, and she'll tag you in it. So you have to understand what your guys' gift is. Your gift is for somebody else. If you want to become more resourceful, you have to take your gift and you have to serve more people than anybody else. Think about anybody else that's ahead of you. When you think about them, what are they doing? Are they prioritizing their business? Are they stuck in their business every single day? Or are they prioritizing literally everybody else? I want you guys to think. I'm going to ask you a rhetorical question. I want you to write this down, though, and I want you to sit with it for a moment, okay? I want you to ask yourself, what resource could you give today that would solve somebody else's problem instantly? Now, some of you guys might be thinking, Jesse, I don't know what that is. I don't have a skill set. Guys, that's okay. You know, it could even be an experience. I shared some of this with some of our clients. I shared this maybe a month or so ago, maybe a little over a month. I walked into a thrift shop not too long ago, and I beelined it for the book section, and I'm rummaging through the books, try to find one, and I see a book from a lady who wrote, I can't remember the title of it, but it was basically like how to get through an affair. Like if you've had a spouse or whatever that's cheated on you. Now, I'm not going through that, but the reason that it stood out to me was because I thought it was really interesting how she was able to take an experience and put it into a format and say, hey, you know what? If I can take this experience and everything that came with it. I mean, I don't know, but you could probably imagine, maybe some of you guys have been through that yourself. Now, I don't know what that looks like or feels like, but I can imagine, you know, I have found myself wondering, did they have kids? Did they go to therapy? Did they go to couples therapy? Did you know, who lost money? Like what, like, I don't even know what that would look like. But she was able to take that experience and put that into a format of a book and give that to somebody else. Now, you don't have to have been cheated on or cheat on somebody or go through something like that in order to feel like you have to have an experience worthy enough to help somebody out. Absolutely not. But the reason that I brought that up was because we have life experience. Life is hard, guys. Good golly, Miss Small, you thought being an entrepreneur was hard. I mean, life in general is hard. And then you add being an entrepreneur on top of that, my goodness. We all have experiences that are so unique to us. There's 8 billion people on this planet. And guess what? I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but you have an advantage. Yes, you. Every single person listening to this right now, you are special, you are unique, and you have an advantage over 8 billion people. Believe it or not, we spend so much time looking at somebody else that's ahead of us and thinking, man, if I had this, or if I had that, or if I lived where they did, or if I had this connection, man, I could just be so great to be amazing, but you're missing it. You are so unique to this world that you have a gift, and that gift gives you an advantage over 8 billion people. Because you have life experiences and things that are so unique to you that nobody, regardless of how hard they tried, could ever replicate. So even if you can't think of a gift right now, I want you to think about how can you be a resource to somebody else? We're not here just to meet people, period. But once you shift from focusing on yourself to focusing on everyone else, literally everything else in your business is going to change. The thing that you actually want to manifest at the end of the year will become a byproduct because of the way that you think, feel, and act. We have an opportunity to collapse time. Okay, speaking of which, collapsing time. The point of today's session is to collapse time. And I really love using these words together. Collapse time. Put a 1 in the chat if you're down to collapse time. Collapsing time is a skill set. Again, who wants to work harder than they need to? If we can collapse time, then why wouldn't we? If we can accomplish what would normally take 6 or 12 months of intentional networking in one session, then why would we not do that? We're here to collapse time. So I want to invite everybody that's here right now. You guys, we do this Zoom every single Thursday at the same time. You guys get same Zoom link. I guarantee if you guys came in here to this Zoom every single week and you changed one thing in your business or took one thing from this and implemented it that week, I promise you, I guarantee your business would be completely different. It would be 10x. It would be so different by the end of the year than where it is today.
And
If
y'all,
you
did
did
you
nothing
see how
else.
Jesse looked up and he was like, your business is going to be so different. Like, he's primed. Look how Jesse operates. Look how Jesse's telling you. Like, he's primed for success. That's why he was my business coach. That's what I get from being around Kevin and Jesse. I know I interrupted you, Jesse, but I want to show everybody the opportunity that they have by being in this Zoom. Even the way Jesse just gave gratitude by looking upwards and thought about the huge success he's going to have. That is how he operates. That's how I operate. That's how Kevin operates. And that's why we do so well together, because we are constantly in the mode of gratitude for the success that we want. And Jesse's body language is showing it. I'm a body language expert. So I just want to highlight that. Like, for real. That's why you're here. That's the opportunity here. Keep going, Jesse. Sorry.
Man, you're firing me up. I'm about to cuss and lose my streak. All right, guys. So let's get into something a little more tactical. Are we primed yet? Does this feel good? All right, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 3 steps as we prep to go into speed dating. Now, here's how I want you guys to think about today's session. I know traditionally, you guys ever heard like you should be saying no to 10 times more things than you say yes to? Has anybody ever heard that before? You should be saying no and saying no and saying no and saying no. And you should be picky and choosy about what you say yes to. Anybody ever heard that before? Let me share with you how you decide what to say yes to. Unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot, at least I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a whole lot of very formal education around networking appropriately. And so let me share with you how you guys should be thinking about this. For one, write this down. Volume will solve 99% of your problems. There are some things probably that you guys are doing that is going to get you where you wanted to go. You're simply just not doing enough of it. And you're just not doing enough of it, either one, because you're not aware of it, or you have a whole bunch of other things that are just taking your time. You're saying yes to everything. You're saying yes to every person that DMs you. You're like, yes, let's jump on a call right now. You're not strategic and methodical about your time or your intentions, or maybe even aware of like what that should look like. But that's why it starts with your gift. If you're aware of like at least what you can offer. Here's an example. If I know that I'm a really crappy underwriter and somebody reaches out and say, Jesse, I need to jump on a call. I'm looking for somebody to help me underwrite. Is that the highest and best use of my time? No, because I'm like, dude, I can't even do anything for you. But what I can do is I can refer you to somebody else. Sometimes it's not even that obvious. Sometimes it's not that black and white. And so you have to ask questions about, hey, what is it that you're looking for? What is it you're trying to accomplish? If any one of you have messaged me, and as I was sending you guys the link for today's Zoom, I was looking at a lot of like previous conversations I've had with a lot of you guys. And if you go back, you'll see a lot of the questions that I asked you even earlier for conversations that we had from last year, 2 or 3 even years ago even, are all around you. They're like, well, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? So that I can see where I can be the highest and best resource for you. So number 1, step 1. I want everybody in here to take inventory. Okay, you can't attract the right person if you don't know what you need. So I want you to take inventory of where you are right now, where you're trying to go. And I want you to take 60 seconds. I'm going to give you 60 seconds real quick. And I want you to write down your next milestone in your business. What is your next major milestone that you want to accomplish in your business? Oh, Rachel, my eyes are so bad. I see you got a whole page full of stuff, though. What is one thing that you want to accomplish? What is your next milestone? For some of you guys, that may be your first deal. Some of you guys, that next milestone might be replacing your W-2 income. For some of you guys, it may be raising capital. It may be building systems. It may be getting content up and running. It may be learning how to buy back your time. It may be one hire away. It may be getting an operations manager. So step one, let's kind of take inventory for a second and ask ourselves, before I go into this speed dating session, where the hell am I? And what's my next major milestone? Number two, I want you guys to ask yourself, what is the one resource that I need? So I want you to identify one resource. What is the one resource that you need? Okay, what is that one skill? What is that one resource? What is that one opportunity? What is that one person that would unlock this next milestone 10 times faster? It's funny. I have seen a lot of business owners, and I've heard about where they want to go. And I can honestly say that most people are just a couple chess pieces away from living the life they want to live, from getting their business to a point that they want to get it to. But a lot of times their relationships are so cluttered, their calendar is so cluttered, assuming they even have a calendar, their time is so disorganized. They say yes to a bunch of stuff, but they also say no to a lot of things. They say no to working on the weekends. They say no to a lack of sleep. So it's really, really important to understand when you look at what successful people do, they have this amazing ability to identify just one thing and give all of their time, energy, and effort and attention to just that one thing. And they will not do anything else that day until that one thing is accomplished. I remember hearing watching an interview from like Jeff Bezos like 5 or 6 years ago. And he's like, I just have to make like a couple decisions a day. Dude, Mike Davis said signal versus noise, 100%. Oh my gosh. Signal versus noise. I remember hearing a thing from Jeff Bezos saying he has to make just 1 or 2 decisions a day. And I remember thinking, what the crap is he even talking? This guy's running like this quadrillion, bajillion, bamillion freaking dollar amount business. And he's only making 1 or 2 decisions. I'm like, dude, I feel like I've got 100 before 8 a.m. But it's because I wasn't locked in on what do I need? What's my next milestone? And what is that one chess piece or resource that I need that if I locked in on, if I did nothing else, except from the moment that I wake up to the time that I go to bed, as Mike Davis said, eliminate all the noise, and I just lock in on signal. And that's the one thing that I focus on. I promise you, you will move so much faster. Okay, step 3. Create your, I don't know why I wrote that backwards, ask and your give. So another way to look at this is currency, but not in the traditional sense. Like I want you guys to think, what is the number one currency that you have to offer right now? How are you helpful to somebody else? Do you have capital? Do you have access to capital? Do you have credibility? Are you able to borrow credibility? Do you have deal flow? Are you able to underwrite? Do you have a certain skill? Are you great with leadership? Are you a great communicator? Do you have access to something? So again, take inventory. Let's recap this for a second. Take inventory. Where is your next major milestone? Now, let's say, as an example, I'm just going to go through this one more time. Inventory. Let's say, as an example, you want you're trying to get your first deal. Okay. What is one resource that you need? If you're trying to buy properties, if you're trying to be a buyer, there's only two things that you need. Everything else is noise. There's only two things that you need. It's money and a deal. That's it. Money and a deal. Now, does that mean that you have to go cold call? You have to generate your own deals and negotiate your own deals? No. I can't tell you how many times I see deals floating around just on Facebook. Now, you got to filter through them to find a good deal. But what if you had just, again, I told you guys, volume solves 99% of your problems, right? So what if you were just to focus on that? Okay. So you want deals that are already locked up. So a resource you need is being is getting in front of more wholesalers, right? If you were to get in front of enough wholesalers to send you enough deals, and that's the only thing that you did, can we assume that in 90 days from now, you would still have a deal problem? Or in 60 days from now, if that's the only thing that you did? No, you wouldn't no longer have a deal problem. You'd have more than enough deals. Okay. And now what is your currency? What is the one thing that you can help with? Put it in the chat. What's one thing that we could put here just as an example since we're going through this? I want to make sure that you guys understand this. How could we help somebody else? If we put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, you're a buyer, you need a wholesaler because you need more deals. So what is the currency that you have to give to that wholesaler?
Your network.
Ooh, be more specific.
It's who you know.
Okay.
I put it in the chat, but I have a channel right now that in the last 8 weeks, I've gotten almost 300 people to subscribe to. So I can get people eyeballs. And we recently interviewed Jamil Damji and have a minute-long clip from Pace saying how badass what I'm doing is. So
Oh my
if you want
gosh.
eyeballs, I can help with that.
Boom. I freaking love that. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, is everyone understanding how this game is played? Is this helping? Okay. I'm going to give you guys this is kind of a framework for how I want you guys thinking, but what I'm going to give you guys even more now, right before I break you guys up in about 4 minutes from now, what I'm going to give you guys is a script. Does everyone understand the difference between a framework and a script? Framework is it's almost kind of like just getting talking points on like a card. If anybody's ever given like a presentation or something like that, or public speaking presentation, or had to do something, you have kind of main talking points. It kind of gives you a way of thinking and outlining your logic. A script is something that you basically say verbatim. Now I'm going to give you guys a script because I want you guys to do this verbatim, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you into breakout rooms and you're only going to be in there for 2 minutes. So you're going to have 60 seconds to say your script to the other person, And the other person's going to have 60 seconds to say their script to you. And then your job, this is a volume game now. Okay, this isn't to say yes to everybody. This is the only one of the very, very few times where I would say, let this relationship be as transactional as it needs to for the sake of just being resourceful. So if you can help, help. If you can't, then in 2 minutes, you're going to move on to somebody else. Okay? The relationships where there's where opportunity is created, those are the things that you say yes to. Is this making sense to everybody? You filter through the nose, find where you can be a resource and where somebody can be a resource for you. And then those are the relationships that you go deeper on. Because when you say yes to everything, nothing is going to happen. Cool? Okay, this is your script right here. Number 1. This is what you're going to do in 60 seconds. You're going to state your name and what you do best. Number 2, you're going to tell them your next major milestone. Number 3, you're going to talk about the resource that you need. Number 4, your currency or what you can offer today. And lastly, number 5, how someone can connect. So be 2 ends there. How someone can connect with you. So whether that's going to be Facebook, whether you want to give them your phone number, your OnlyFans, whatever. I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Lighten up, guys. That was a joke. So these are the 5. This is your script. This is what you're going to do in 60 seconds. So do not go in here and do not talk about the weather. Don't be like, hey, it's great to see you. Man, are you loving this Zoom? Jesse's got fantastic hair today. Thank goodness. We don't have to look at a wet mop for 90 minutes. Don't go do any of that. I want this to be just stick to the script. That's what you guys are going to do. And the point is, again, to find out where you can be resourceful. Larry, do you guys need me to go through? I'll go through them one more time while I'm setting the breakout room up. Okay, number 1 is your name and what you do best. Number 2, your next milestone, or if somebody, I'll just keep multitasking here. It's okay. Number 2 is your next milestone. What is the next major milestone you're trying to get to? Number 3 is the resource that you need. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you guys for putting that in the chat. I appreciate you. Thank you, Deborah. All right, everyone's going to be broken up into breakout rooms. Some of you guys might have 3, just because the numbers. We got in between 2 and 3 people are going to be in the Zoom or in your breakout room. So you guys are going to go for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, unfortunately, I was messing with the Zoom last night. I was trying to see if I could just get you guys to continuously just automatically shift into different rooms. I'm not able to do that. So you guys are going to go in here for 2 minutes. You're going to bounce back in here. And as soon as you bounce back into the room, you're going to go back into another room. So we're probably going to do this for maybe about 20 minutes. And I want you guys to get as many resources as you can. Cool? And I've got some things I'm going to share with you guys. I've got a surprise I'm going to give you guys before we break out today, and another major announcement. Cool? Everyone good? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open all rooms. I'll see you guys back here in 2 minutes.
Joseph got cut off.
That the code 3.
That was
happened?
2
That was
minutes.
way too
That
quick.
wasn't 2 minutes.
That
We
was
didn't
no
even
two
finish
minutes.
the
That was
first
2
segment.
minutes.
Where's Ali? I don't see Ali. Where'd Ali
That was a
go?
fast 2 minutes.
Decision
I don't-
language,
wow.
That was
guys.
insane, man. I was hearing Kevin and him. I was
You're
right
teasing us.
there,
You're
man.
teasing us.
Man, we were
I
rocking
don't
and
think that
rolling.
was
It was
2 minutes.
getting juicy.
That was
And then-
fast.
Was
That's
that
like my
quick?
wife's 2 minutes.
Do you guys do you, are you do you
I was
guys
able
think
to
that
send
you
my
didn't
blink
use it
card.
appropriately, or do you think that you need 3 minutes?
Probably 3. I wasn't finished
We need
talking.
3. I want to. I was being polite. Like, do you want to go first or me?
Okay.
I-
To be a little
We
bit more.
jumped in and did not get past the first person. We
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely
So-
went by the
you know,
script.
And
We were
also, I
hustling.
think, and you know, Jesse, I think one thing I gave Jordana my blink card right away, and we got cut off. So at least she'll be able to contact me. I did 5 in
Okay.
number 1.
Oh,
right.
Ron.
Thank you for your
Ron
guys'
was
patience. Let's. Okay.
Uh,
So is anybody else in a room by themselves?
Yeah, if that happens, jump into another room. Like if you're in a breakout room and they don't show up, you can jump into another room by hitting more at the bottom and just going in with one with just 2 people.
Gotcha.
So sorry, I know that
That's
happens
okay.
in several rooms. Yeah.
It's so funny. That person was somebody that I've been trying to connect with, so I really wanted to connect with them.
Oh, Shannon, so sorry about that.
All right. I don't think anybody's on their own. Okay, let's try this again.
Okay, I'm sending these links.
I think from the recording, it's still just recording us. It's not recording any of the other.
Yeah. All right, guys, is that better?
Way better.
No, I'm just gonna be rude and start talking as soon as we get in. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I think that's the point. You get it, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rooms of 3 are kind of
Speed
hard.
dating.
Okay, so go back to 2.
Yeah, probably.
No,
Well-
3.
Oh.
3.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, just you guys jump in. Oh, Kevin, you want to somebody? You guys as
3
note
minutes,
takers are
2
killing
people.
me because I'm trying to put people into a
Yeah.
breakout room, and your note taker is counting as a person.
Yeah,
So
I'm
let me
taking them out
remove
right now.
everybody's note taker real quick, and we'll redo it. Okay, so I'm just going to add in here real quick, guys. We're going to be doing the same thing next week. There's going to be more that we're going to be doing. So we're going to have more time to do this. There was a lot of introductory stuff and context that I wanted to give you guys before going into this. And so for everybody new who is coming next week, we're going to send out the recording so we can spend more time next week just doing this. We good, Kev? Okay.
It's very hard. Out with 3 people. We got it done.
Jesse, that was rude. But
Well,
thank
hey,
you.
I'm trying to be cognizant of your time, girl. But hey, if you want to jump on another Zoom and just listen to me humming Kiss songs all day.
No, I actually got into the best room
Now
ever,
I'm
so
offended.
thanks.
No, of course I don't want that. I'll tell you what, guys, as a parent, there's nothing better than jumping in the car and your 4-year-old girl saying, "Dad, can we listen to Kiss?"
Oh my God.
Best
You
thing in
trained
the
them
world.
well.
Freaking love it. All right, guys. I want to share a couple things with you. So first and foremost, how was today? Give me some feedback. How was today? How was this? Just overall, not just the networking, but was the context helpful going over a lot of that stuff before we jumped in?
Absolutely.
Was it a good mindset reset? Was it a good way to kind of jump in and reframe how we should be approaching the year?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a
100%.
major shift because it's like really fast and you got to get it down. So it's like it was the first time I did something this fast, so it's really helpful to dive in there and fuck it up, and you just to get really concise, because I'm definitely struggling a little bit with it, but it got better.
Me too.
Oh, I love that. Does
Yeah,
everybody feel
glad
like
you
this
did
last
it.
one was better than their first one?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
How do you
Awesome.
get rid of the ants, the things that you say, like, oh my God, I should have done this instead of that, or because I get interference, the information interference in my head, the negative stuff.
Practice.
Yeah, make practice.
Practice.
And the more you
Stare
do
at
it,
yourself in the mirror and just keep pitching yourself. And
That's a good
remind
idea.
yourself that you're a boss.
That's a really good idea. Actually, just looking in the mirror and talking to yourself and going through the script by yourself.
Jesse,
Jesse does
I think
this
you gave
with
us a good exercise. I think you gave us a good exercise moving in the next week as far as perfecting the elevator pitch, because that's what it all comes down to, is perfecting the pitch and getting down. That way we can hone it, we can refine it, and we can shoot it out, not only here, but in the marketplace, people on the streets, wherever you may be. And I think it's a great exercise. This was a great getting in the reps for next week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I actually saw Pace in the elevator the first time I ever met him. I ran into the elevator. I didn't know he was in there, and I literally could not speak. I just said, "Oh, hi, John Cletus," and shook his hand. Shook his hand, and that was it. My elevator pitch was 0. It was like just introducing myself, and it was an awkward 35 seconds on the way down.
I was waiting for John. I was waiting for you to say something like, "Hey, you here for sub 2?"
Well, Jesse, the thing I have to ask is, like, how do you really, I find that because I do single family and I'm focusing on multifamily, I find it hard to create that concise elevator pitch because I'm here and here, and I feel like I'm not being targeted or focused enough somehow.
Because you're not.
Right. So how do you, is that a detriment? You have to really zone in and target precisely and on one thing when you're in these conversations?
Ellie, this is such an amazing question, and I think to some extent probably everybody in here can relate with that question. This exercise is so good for so many reasons. It's not just a black and white, oh, hey, this exercise was good because now I know my elevator pitch. It's also bringing to light some other deficiencies in your clarity, in your communication, in your time, what you're focusing on, what you're prioritizing. Ellie, may I be candid with you?
Yep.
Stop focusing on single family and multifamily. To go and make $1 million focusing on one thing, not only you, but like most people don't even know how to go and do that. And if you knew the amount of growth that would have to happen from you, not only from, you got to understand, you're going to have to understand marketing. You're going to have to understand how to go raise capital. What if you did nothing for the next 90 days except start learning how to go and get wholesalers to send you 400 to 500 deals a week? Like just that alone, like what kind of person would you have to become and understand in providing and communicating value to somebody else just to do that? There isn't enough time because you're going to have to do the same thing with multifamily. You're going to have to start building 2 different teams. They're 2 different strategies. You're going to have to learn how do you find talent? Where do you bring talent in? If you want to understand how to buy back your time, 25% of your time, and this is everybody in here, 25% of your time should be spent on talent acquisition. Think about that. If you were to work 40 hours a week in your business, 25% of that, 10 hours a week, should be spent on just trying to find the right people to bring into your business. Now, when you find the right people, are you the type of person? Now, I'm not speaking to you, Ellie. I'm just kind of speaking through you to everybody else here to think about this. Are you the type of person that can provide enough value to keep that level of talent inside of your business? Are you somebody who knows how to communicate goals, who knows how to set milestones, who knows how to support them in the way that they need to make sure that the business moves? My philosophy on leadership, I got this from hiring Dan Martell. Amber and I hired Dan Martell as our coach. And he shared something with me. I'll share with you guys. He said, your philosophy around business should be this. A lot of people think as the CEO, it's their job to grow the business. It's not. Let me repeat that for everybody in here. It's not your job to grow the business. And if that's the role that you're in right now, you will be capped. You will be stuck. You will not outgrow. Jim Rohn says your business will never outperform the level of your own self-development. The bottleneck is always going to be the skill set and the psychology of the leader. Your job as the CEO is to build the people. You build it. That should be your entire focus. The people build the business. You build the people build the business. So you got to think of like, what skills do I even have to acquire? And how do I have to grow as an individual just to even get the right people around building a portfolio of even single family homes, let alone all the things that you're juggling in multifamily, raising capital. I don't know if you're working with like funds or anything like that, but like there's so much learning that goes into all of that, that if you're saying, it's almost kind of like saying yes to everybody, like in this networking thing, like you just won't have time. Everything, your skill set and everything will be such shallow and surface level that you need to go an inch wide and a mile deep. So you need to pick one thing, and that needs to be your elevator pitch. You need to be able to communicate, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is the resource I need to get the first 2 or 3, 4, 5 deals, or however many, whatever you're looking to do. But you'll never get to a level of self-development and increase your psychology and your skill set in a way that it needs to get that result if you're saying yes to single family and multifamily, and forget about all of the entrance and exit opportunities you have even on just one property, right?
Yep.
So that would be my advice.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Decide one. The goal should be, let's pretend this is a one business. Here's the goal. The goal is to fill this entire business. Here, what everybody does is they have multiple businesses. They have multiple things that they're working on. And they're like, I'm going to pour my energy into this and this and this and this because I see everybody else doing it. This is a perfect example of You want to be successful? Look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite. Focus on one thing. Focus on one thing and do it with the intent of, I am not moving. I am not deviating from this one thing until I've made $1 million. I'm going to not only grow this business, and the growth of your business is reflected on what? Your level of self-development, who you are as a person and as a leader. So you have to grow for the business to grow. Once this business is overflowing, once it's made $1 million, now that's when you grab another cup, i.e. another investment, another strategy, and that's where you start parking that money. So now you start diversifying your portfolio. But juggling all of these things at once, you'll never get it to overflow. You will not. So go make $1 million. Go learn and become the type of person that knows how to make $1 million. And then start diversifying your portfolio.
Jesse, can I confess something? For the last 3 years, I tried to do anything and everything. I was big-headed enough to think that I have a ton of energy. I can do anything. Really? And they always say it's who you know, not what you know. I tried to do everything versus me trying to just know who to go to. And the last 60 days, I hunkered down and focused on business funding. That's it. And I closed my first 2 clients in 2 ways, 0% business credit cards and a hard money loan, and got myself $6,000 in my pocket. And I haven't made that. And as a connector, yes, here or there, but this is what I need to focus on. And I hate it when someone says to me, no, you can't. That's what I hear. When Jesse says that, when anybody says that to me, no, you can't do all those things. I'm like, no, I can. It's focusing on the one thing. Just admit it, suck it up. Just do one thing.
But you can, right? You can.
You can.
Just not right now.
Right. Yes.
Makes it so clear as to why you run into roadblocks when this conversation. It's like, what the fuck have you been doing? You know, you're like, you're here today, you're there and there. Because it comes to your lap and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can work on that because it's in front of you and it's an opportunity, supposedly, right? And then it takes you off track from the thing you were really focused on. So that's something that, you know, we have to work on. You know, that's so important.
Absolutely.
You know, I'd like to say something, Jesse, that to Mariah's point, you know, it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But Amber, Kevin, and Jesse brought a point up last week that really changed the trajectory of how I thought of that. It's not who you know, but it's not who you know, but what you know, or what you know, or who you know, but who knows you. And the whole thing is talking about how they hammer the point about social media, and Marcy and I are on this quest through 2026 with this, is like Jesse hammers this point every week, every time you talk to him, is get out there and get your social media present, get on that, stay on. I remember talking to Jesse in Monterey earlier in the year, and he says, Kevin, spend all your extra spare time on getting your social media presence up and running and getting out there where people know who you are, because that's who knows you. And that content, whatever that content is you posted this week, know in a couple months you'll have a whole new audience. Repost that. So what you have, and people get stuck and, oh, I can't think of stuff. Well, take some of the stuff you've already done a few months ago and repost it. But that was a huge turning point for Marcy and I.
Yeah.
But not only what you know, but who you know, but who knows you. And that, I just want to emphasize what Jesse and Amber and Kevin have been emphasizing to us. And it was just pure gold. Game changer and pure gold for us. Pure gold.
I received that. Thank you so much. I know Kevin and Amber received that as well. Appreciate you. I thank you all. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Really, I truly appreciate you. We've got some really exciting things coming up. We have myself, Kevin, Amber, and a handful of other Owners Club individuals are putting on an event at the beginning or 2 days before Squad Up. Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to Squad Up. We're putting on a 2-day event, and we are going to be giving away a free ticket every single Thursday to our event. If you thought today was awesome and you think next week's going to be awesome, you should see what these events look like. They're incredible. They are so much fun. And it's going to complement and capitalize on everything that you're going to experience at Squad Up. If you're in a room with 3,000 or 4,000 other people where opportunities are abundant. Imagine going into it with clarity beyond what everybody else knows. I told my students last year going to Squad Up, I said, everyone's going to exchange a bunch of blank cards. I said, here's what my challenge for you guys. I said, what if you could only walk away with 5 phone numbers? Think about that. You're in a room for 3 days with 3,000 to 4,000 people, and you can only walk away with 5 phone numbers. How would that change how you prepare going to something like that? How would that change what you decide to work on? The one thing that you focus on? How would that change who you decide that you want to network with? How would that change what time you wake up in the morning? How would that change when you go to breakfast? How would that change who you say yes to going to lunch with? How many of you guys have ever networked with somebody, exchanged 200 or 300 blink cards, and then literally did the exact same thing for the rest of the year and nothing happened? Amber, Kevin, and I had an event last year in Las Vegas. We were out with our VIP group the day before the event started. There were 16 of us. And I'm talking with everybody. We're on this foodie tour. And as we're going from like restaurant to restaurant, I'm talking with everybody. And I'm asking them, hey, what do you need? Why are you here? What would you like to walk away from this event with, et cetera, et cetera. And some of them would start telling me about their business and where they are and what resources they need. One of them said, I'm buying properties. I need an underwriter. I'm like, okay. Later on that night, a couple hours later, ended up talking to everybody that night. And somebody else says, man, Jesse, you know what? I hate being in front of people. I don't want to be in front of people. I want to be on a team that knows what the crap they're doing. And honestly, I love looking at numbers, like spreadsheets, like that is my bag, baby. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, holy crap, here's 16 people that weren't intentional enough to get in here and to network appropriately in a way to find out where can I be a resource for somebody else while simultaneously learning where somebody else can be a resource for them. So there's 2 people in a group of just 16 people alone, guys, that needed each other. That very first day of our event, I explained the situation to everybody in the room. And I said, here's what I want from you guys. I said, look to your left and look to your right. And I said, what is sitting in front of you and beside you and behind you is, in one word, opportunity. And so many people, whether they come to a Zoom or they come to an event or whatever it is, come in here, try to see what they can learn, and then go do things on their own outside.
And is this event physical or digital?
This event's going to be physical. It's going to be in Denver on March 9th.
Okay.
So today, I'm going to let Kevin share his screen. We've added everybody to the pinwheel. So somebody today is going to get a free ticket to Squad Up, or to our event before Squad Up. Not to Squad Up. You're getting a free ticket to our event before Squad Up.
What days is your event, Jesse?
March 9th and 10th in Denver. So what we're going to do next week, before Kevin spins the wheel, what we're going to do next week for everybody between now and next week, as you guys know, we're going to do another speed dating session. And what we're going to do is everybody that you bring, if you refer, let's say Deanna brings 5 people or 15 people or 20 people next week to the networking event that we're going to do. And at the end, we'll spin the wheel again. And if one of those 15 or 20 people that she picks wins a free ticket, Deanna, you're also going to win a ticket because you referred them.
Wow.
So 2 people every single week are going to win a free ticket. So you increase your chances by bringing however many people you can bring to the Zoom. If they win, then you are going to win.
That's
We've
amazing.
got so many other things I want to give you guys. Kevin, let's spin the wheel, dude. Let's see who's winning today.
All right. Drum roll, please, as we spin the wheel to decide who will be the lucky winner. Now, must be present to win. Oh!
Deborah Hoffman!
Woo!
Are you here?
Deborah,
I
are
saw
you
her
here?
early. Is she
Come off
here?
mute.
I am
Are you
here.
still
I'm
on?
here. I cannot believe it. I rarely win things.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
It's that energy that you were putting out that Amber was talking about earlier.
It's 2026, Deborah.
Let's
go. Today's
go.
your year.
Let's
You're gonna be
go.
winning things all year long.
I was really feeling, I'm not making this up. Right before you called it, I'm like, whoa, I could seriously win this.
It came really close to being me, though.
Oh,
You need
no,
Deborah, you're already
Deborah,
manifesting like
write it down.
crazy here, and we're one day into the year.
Oh
you
my
don't even
gosh.
know. You
We're
don't
not
even
even a full day in. Let's go, Deborah.
I was gonna curse, but I'm not.
You can curse for me.
Oh,
Ellie,
I think
Ellie,
you should.
Ellie, you can curse for me.
I held it back. I held it back. No, I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker. When I drive, I'm really sweet, kind. If I hear kind one more time, I'm gonna scream. But I do. I do. It's bad when I'm driving. I'm just admitting it. I'm admitting it now.
We'll love it, Deborah. Looking forward to seeing you, friend. We're going to have a good time.
We'll reach out with more info for you, Deborah. So, today was the first.
Thank you so much.
We will be giving more away each week as you guys go further on some of the things that we're capitalizing on to make 2026 a year that's next level, as was brought up earlier. One of Rachel's quotes. We don't need to repeat a level. We're going up a level.
Period.
All right. Mariah has something. Oh, I'm sorry, Kev. Go ahead. I didn't know if you were finished.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Please.
I was just going to turn it over to Mariah unless you had something else that you wanted to share real quick.
Kevin's
Mariah
not
still here?
hearing you, so I'm just going to take it. So anyway,
Do it.
yeah, Jesse, or not Jesse on his screen as it says, mentioning that event in March. So I'm in Jesse's, we're in Owners Club together. So Amber and Kevin, we're all working on this event in March. So I'm super excited about it. Kevin and I have been working diligently together. And so Alyssa Ritchie, who does the Elite Hub, and I are talking tomorrow night about like just kicking off the year, understanding your calendar, which I've been doing diligently this week, preparing for this, making sure that that time blocking, those non-negotiables are in your calendar, so that you're not running on all cylinders. Because the one thing we all know as entrepreneurs, you're working 24/7 a day, and you can't, it's not sustainable. The next thing is the business funding. You got to know your business cash from your personal cash. So we're going to touch upon that. But the main focus is literally getting your record straight to start out the year. So I'm going to put the Eventbrite link in the chat here. Would love to see you guys on here for tomorrow night, 7 p.m. EST. Be 1 hour. We're cramming in a lot in 1 hour. So share it with others. We'd love to see you there. Thank you so much for the time, guys.
Love it. Thank you, Mariah. I'm really excited. This is going to be such a huge freaking year. Guys, say no to everything and be very, very selective of the things that you do say yes to. I can promise you one thing. If you guys do nothing else, you prioritize. We've been doing these Zooms for a hot minute now. And to see some of the people, I don't know if Erin Purcell's on here. Man, she's a paid speaker. She's a coach. I mean, she's a fitness dude. She's done so many things. Oh my gosh. If you guys do nothing else but prioritize the Zoom, I can promise you, I can guarantee you, worst case scenario is by the end of 2026, your business is 10 times better than it was when you came in today. I can personally guarantee that. And I don't put a personal guarantee on a lot of things, but I can personally guarantee that. With that said, Rachel, do you have something you want to share real quick, friend?
Yeah, real quick, everybody. And I promise I'm not doing this just to increase your chances of winning next week. But I think what Kevin, Amber, and Jesse are doing right now is incredible. And so if you're not in a paid group, go on your personal freaking Facebook when you finish this. Go on your Instagram. Take a photo of everyone, not when I'm the main person, when Kevin, Amber, or Jesse are the main person. And write like what you got out of today. Because there was at one point 74 people in here. So write what you got, because when you promote what they're doing, you're promoting the value that they're providing. So I would just really, really ask everybody to do that today.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. That sincerely means a lot. Man, so much. What a wonderful way to start out the day with so much just gratitude, love, and abundance. Appreciate you. Noah, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Jesse. So do you have an affiliate link to promote it so you know who sent what to who to you?
Good question. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to update. So the Zoom link that you guys all registered with to get in here, we're going to update that link with a question that's going to say who referred you. And that's all that person has to do. So you just have to share the Zoom link as they're registering for it. They just have to write your name in that Zoom link when it's under who referred you.
Got it.
So when we do the spin wheel, we'll see who won. And then we'll be able to, we got an Excel document that Zoom puts everybody's name in. So we'll be able to see whose name they put in there. Amazing question. Amber, Kevin, anything else you guys want to add before we let everybody enjoy the rest of their new year? 2 hours, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
No, Deborah has something to write in her gratitude journal. And so she's an example. Guys, go write it down. Crush this year and this day. And if you need us, we're here for you.
And you have that master prompt. If anybody needs help understanding, like, hey, what am I good at? What are my skills? Go make a post and tag Amber in it and say, hey, I really need this. That way, if somebody else sees it, they can get it from Amber as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing else. Thank you all. I was quiet today on purpose. This was for you. Come back. We're going to do more of this next week.
Same time next week, guys, 2 p.m. Eastern time. 8-figure entrepreneur. Your guys' timers should have gone off at least. Well, it should be going off here shortly then. Go be your 8-figure self. Love you all.
Wait, can you answer Jason's question? Clarify what we call this Zoom session to promote it?
Clarify what we call it?
Yeah, he asked clarify what we call this Zoom.
Yeah,
to,
what's
like
your specific
network.
title of the Zoom for
Oh,
promoting
just
it?
the Active Income Network.
Oh, just okay.
The Active Income Network. Yep.
The same as your website or the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So we'll be focused on speed networking again next week. We're going to spend the majority of the time, and then we're going to spin the wheel. Cool.
Right on.
All right. You guys have an amazing day. Happy New Year to everybody. Again, I love you all. I'm filled with so much gratitude. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you.